Welcome to the upper level of the ASRS. A primary responsibility for borrowing services is to pull and store books in the ASRS. First, let's discuss some important safety information. When a bin comes up, the table tilts so you get a better angle. Make sure you don't have your hands or clothing hanging on the table, or else it might get caught. Don't put your hand on the rollers at all. You don't want to get stuck when a bin comes up. Don't reach into the opening of the metal box. There are sensors in there that, when triggered, will shut down the whole aisle. In case of an emergency, there's an emergency stop button that will shut down the entire system when pushed. This is only in case of an emergency. If something ever goes wrong with the ASRS, you need to call Buddy. You can call him from the phone in this room, in the reserve room, or on your cell phone. Also, let your supervisors know when something is happening. Now that we've got that covered, let's talk about how to work this thing. The system for the ASRS is called the WCS. When you come in, log on to the WCS on each station with your Liberty username and password. This brings you to the main page. Right now, click on Workstation Operations. This brings you to the screen you will use most often. You hear that? I think a bin is coming. When a request is made, the crane will pull the bin that the book is located in and bring it up to one of the stations. The screen shows the layout of the bin, which is generally divided into 6 compartments, except for special cases. It goes A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. You see that the bin corresponds to the screen. The screen will also show the 4-digit number that is written on the top of the book and which compartment the book is in. Now go to the compartment that is highlighted on the screen and look for that 4-digit number. When you find the book, pull it out and find the barcode. It will either be on the back cover or just inside the back cover. Once you've found it, you can scan it, then press the Yes button. Make sure you tear off the receipt and put it in the book with the top sticking up to show the name of the requester. Now that you've finished, you need to place it on the hold shelf in the front. The hold shelves are organized by the patron's last name. Each shelf is labeled with a letter, and all you have to do is simply place the book on the correct shelf. Now you need to return the bin that the book came from. Click on Return Bin at the top of the screen. You'll see the bar on the left highlighted in pink. This is a gauge for how full the bin is. Click on the appropriate percentage, click on Release Bin, then Yes. Great job! Now let's try another pick. Go to compartment C2 for 0117. What's the matter? You can't find it? Try looking at the surrounding compartments. Okay, now try to look for similar numbers. Sometimes the number is written wrong on the book. Did you find it there? It's the right numbers, but check the barcode inside and compare it to the numbers on the screen. Nope, that's not it. Good try though. Still can't find it? Let me give you a hand. Here it is. It's okay. Sometimes it just takes a second pair of eyes to find the book, especially if it's in the wrong spot. Whenever you can't find a book, just ask for help from a coworker or a supervisor. Oh, it looks like that book is for ILL. ILL books go on the shelf inside this room for them to be picked up at a later time. Now all you have to do is just return the bin. You're doing a great job. Now it's time to learn how to store a normal pick. Hold out your hands. All of the books are organized by size. You can tell the size of the bin by looking at the color of the 4-digit number written on the top of the book. Blue is 10 inches, red is 12 inches, green is 14, and black is either 6 or 18 inches. You're on the Workstation Operations page right now, which is right where you need to be. Click on Request Bin. On the left, you see different sizes that you can request and a scale of the percentage of used space in the bin. Since the book you have is red, that means you need to request a 12-inch bin. Click on OK. That triggers the robot to pull up the correct type of bin, so now you just have to wait. Now that the bin is here, you click Store Item. Scan the barcode of the book and place it in a compartment. Now look at the screen and click on the compartment that you placed the book in. Press Yes when prompted. Now return the bin just like you did earlier. Press Return Bin and then set the percentage of how full the bin is. Press Release Bin, then Yes. So now you've stored your first book. Great job! There are some times that you will need to request a particular bin or item yourself. Let's do that now. Here you're at the main page. Click on Retrieve Item. On this screen, you see that you have a lot of options to search for an item. You can type in the call number, barcode, title, and author of an item. For right now, type in Election of 1984 into the title space. Press Select when you're done. Here you see that the information for the book came up, the barcode, bin ID, status, and more for this book. Click on the little blue box to the left. This turns it into a check mark. Then under Patron, type in the name of the person who needs the book. Press Update when you're done, and then Yes. Now all we have to do is wait for the bin to come up with the book. Now look for the book like a regular pick. There it is! You see on the receipt that it has the name that you typed in earlier. Great job! You just requested an item. When you need a particular bin, click on Retrieve Bin. There are a lot of options to search through for specific bins. Say you want a 6-inch bin. You need to click on Bin Height on the left side of the screen. The results page gives you all the 6-inch bins in the system with the restriction types, the percentages of how full they are, the status, and the bin IDs. Now let's clear this and search again. This time, let's say you know the bin ID of the bin you want. Click on Bin ID and type in that number. When you press Select, the bin you want appears on the screen. Click the blue button, Update, and Yes. This triggers the bin to come up. So that's how you request a bin. You will need to know these processes for certain tasks later on. The next thing you need to learn is the Retrieve Request Inquiry. This is a page that helps you to see what requests are in line to be pulled. At the top of the screen on any page, you will see the tab Inquiries. From there, click on Retrieve Request Inquiry. Right now, you don't see anything, but you need to click some more buttons before you get the information that you want. When you press the Select button, you will see a list of all the books that have been requested that are waiting to be pulled. You can see the name of the patron that requested the book, the bin number, the location, and more. Let me tell you how this is useful. Let's say that Crane 3 stops working. After you call Buddy, you will have to monitor what picks have been requested on that crane so you can notify the CSC that the book will be delayed. In order to refresh the page, you simply need to press Select. Press that now and see if anything new comes up. Nope. If another request was made, it would pop up onto that page. Next is Retrieve Request Maintenance. Sometimes you may need to send the bin to the basement. Let's say that station number 5 isn't working. The crane works, but the bin is not able to come up to you. In this case, you will want to send the bin to the basement and retrieve the pick down there. For this, you will need to go to the Maintenance tab at the top of the screen and click on Retrieve Request Maintenance. Yep, this does look familiar because it's almost the same as the Retrieve Request inquiry, but you can actually change things on this page. Press Select to see if anything is requested. You can see a list of items just like Retrieve Request inquiry. Now scroll over to the left until you see Pickup. This is the location of where the book is being sent to be pulled. When you click on the book, you have the option to update information. Here you have the opportunity to change the location of where to pick up the books, either at the Customer Service Center, basement, or CS5. If you needed to send a book to the basement, you would do it by changing it to basement, right here. Make sure you get it right though, because it can only be changed once. A few minutes ago, you learned how to store an item. Remember that? Well, sometimes there are certain instances where that won't work. DVDs, audiobooks, honors theses, and dissertations are all dedicated to certain bins. If you try to put them into a random bin, a window will pop up indicating the bin number that it is dedicated to. So now you're going to have to combine some of the things you just learned to put this item away. First, you need to go to the Retrieve Request inquiry. Now click on History, then change the date by 10 days. Now scan the item barcode into the correct box and then click Select. This brings up the history of the item. Scroll the page over until you see the number of the last bin that the DVD was in. Remember that number. Now you need to go to the main page by pressing the Close button. Now click on Retrieve Bin. Enter the bin number you just saw into the box and then hit Select or Enter. See, the bin number just appeared below. Now you click on the little blue box, Update, and yes. Now we wait for the bin to come up. From here, you follow the same steps you would take in storing a regular item. Scan it and place it into a compartment. Click on the compartment on the screen, the percentage, and return. Looks like you've got it. There's one more thing that I want to show you before we're through. On the main page, you will see a button that says SysMon. This stands for System Monitor. The page that comes up shows the status of the ASRS. You can see the aisles, the cranes, the upper level stations, lower level stations, and a lot of stats. Whenever a bin is in motion, it will be shown on the screen as a little yellow square. An important aspect of this page is that it will tell you if a crane is not working. If the cranes, aisles, and stations are all working, they will be shown in green. If they aren't, they will either be red or yellow. If you see yellow or red, call Buddy because something needs to be fixed. These are the basic steps and information that you need to know for working in the ASRS. Does it all make sense? Fantastic!